Hello, I'm Mario Toneguzzi and I'm taking care of business. Joining me today is Don Kottick, who is president and CEO of Sotheby's International Realty Canada. Thanks, Don, for joining us today.
Thanks, Mario. Great to see you again. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. And well, it's a happy new year for the real estate market. It was a great year in 2021. Let's talk about a report that Sotheby's has out today on the luxury retail real estate market, residential market, that is. Calgary, if I saw the numbers right in the report, a 220 plus year over year increase in residential sales over $1 million. What's happening there and why?
Well, it's been a great year. I mean, I remember our conversations last year, and boy, it's quite a different world a year will make. But it's been just a phenomenal year for luxury real estate for all real estate in Calgary, and it looks like we're heading into 2022 in a very strong position. It's a seller's market, and contrary to what people say, I think it's clear that Calgary is a destination for a lot of people. I know that there's been a little mug slung at Alberta and Calgary in the last little while, but it's not represented in the numbers. People clearly want to come to Calgary. If you look at the average price across the country, it's probably one of the most affordable markets. And I think a lot of the things that have been driving it is there's been a tremendous economic push in Alberta, in Calgary and Edmonton. We've got the arrival of tech companies. Some very large companies have arrived. We've got a lot of businesses that are looking to set up. So it's all resulting in fantastic returns for the real estate market in Alberta.
Well, you mentioned price point, and I think that's one thing that a lot of people really don't understand, right? Is that in Calgary, $1 million home in Calgary gives you or gets you a heck of a lot more than, say, $1 million home in Toronto or Vancouver, right?
Absolutely. I mean, there's no comparison. I mean, there's a shortage of detached homes in Calgary or in Toronto and in Vancouver, and you pay substantially more. You get tremendous value, in Calgary and Edmonton, and I think the numbers speak for themselves. There was a study that came out, and I know that out of people looking to move anywhere in Canada, Alberta ranked number 3. Contrary to one of the media coming out and said that nobody wanted to go there. Not true. And it's clearly a destination. And not only is it a destination just for Canadians, but one of the things that we found in our in our study was there's a lot of interest from mainland China and a lot of interest from the US, which we didn't necessarily see in the past. So that's kind of a new phenomenon that we're seeing.
Okay, so when you look at the overall market in that top tier level, so did we see growth in sales for both detached and condos?
Yeah, there's definitely movement in all the areas. I mean, the ultra kind of high end properties, there was probably not as much movement, but in the million plus range, there was definitely a lot of movement, both in detached and even in the condo space as well.
Okay, and when we're looking at inventory, I know that's been a challenge for the real estate market here in Calgary here for the last year and coming into this year. Overall, are we seeing the same challenges in terms of lack of inventory at that million plus range?
Yeah, it's a story that we're seeing right across the country. I mean, it's not unique to Calgary. It's everywhere. We've got I think we in Canada have been in a housing deficit for decades. All of the lack of really preparing for the future has really kind of hit us with COVID, and we're definitely seeing inventory levels being consumed the minute properties are coming out. They're being gobbled up, and we're not gaining. It's still that's why we're still seeing a seller's market heading into 2022.
Okay, and when you look into this coming year, do you expect the level of activity to continue in terms of demand and in the Calgary market at that level?
Well, I think one of the things that we're seeing right now is, we don't have any immigration right now. So, the Liberals have basically said that they want to bring in 1.6 million new Canadian permanent residents over the next 3 years. That is going to put additional, basically pressure on the housing market. You can probably assume maybe 60% of them will be in the house buying category. A number of those individuals will definitely come to the Alberta market. So that will put more pressure on inventory. I think what we have to wait and see is how rates are going to be managed. Hopefully, the Bank of Canada decides to ease rates in on a slow, gradual basis. If they come in and hit us hard, it will have a bigger impact. But I think one of the things that we'll see is it's pretty much a given rates are going to be going up. I think when people are, know for a fact that rates are going up, it'll probably cause an additional surge in the market. We've seen that historically, and we'll probably see that again. So that's something else we're going to see on the horizon that we have to wait and play out and see how that is going to impact things. Then we have the cost of living, right? I mean, we've had tremendous, excessive spending by our government. As we said previously, somebody has to pay the piper. We're not exactly sure how and when that will happen, but the cost of living is clearly been going up. I think everybody sees that when they go to the store to buy their groceries. Yeah. So that's an impact that we don't really know. And so the last part of that is, of course, the immigration. So those are kind of what's out there, but I think the real estate market is probably going to be strong, for sure for the next 6 months, and then we have to wait and see how these macro factors play out.
All right, super. Thanks, Don, for joining us again today.
My pleasure, Mario. Take care, and we'll see you again soon.
All right, super. That was Don Kottick, who is President and CEO of Sotheby's International Realty Canada. I'm Mario Toneguzzi. This has been Taking Care of Business. Thanks for joining us today.